Okay, so autism and the 3-drink problem. What am I talking about? Let's get into it. Okay, so there's this really interesting phenomenon that happens within neurodivergent people, right? Mainly between people on the autism spectrum, but I have seen this within ADHD individuals, but it's mainly autistic individuals, right? And I call it the 3-drink problem. Now, as you can see, I have 3 drinks next to me right here, and I'm going to get into why this is a thing right now. But before I do, just want to let you know my name is Dan, and I am autistic, and I have ADHD, and I do weekly videos all about this stuff. So if you're new around here, you want to learn more and come along this journey with me, because I feel like we're good friends now, right? Hit the subscribe button by clicking the notification bell down below. Okay, so the 3-drink problem, what is it? Well, earlier this year, I realized that I found myself having 3 drinks on the go at any one time. I have water, some kind of like fruit juice or something like that, and a hot cup of tea. Now, yes, I'm very British and I'm going to have tea. I mean, it could be coffee if I was American. I have a free Autism Life Hacks PDF book that you can download right now from autismtips.net. It's completely free. You can go there right now and download it. But why? Why is this a thing? Now, if I've just called you out and you have 3 drinks on the go, you're watching this right now and you have 3 drinks on the go, right? Or at least 2 drinks. I'm calling you out. You've got to give me a thumbs up and comment down below. Like, Dan, I feel called out. And the reason is, autism comes comorbidly, which means it comes co-occurring with sensory processing disorder. Now, SPD, as it's more commonly said, is a condition where people will either be sensory seeking or sensory averting, which means that, like, you may be searching for sensory stimuli from like fidget gadgets or kind of like squishmallows or something fun. It could be a texture, it could be a smell that you're trying to smell. Like I love the smell of firelighters; they're really cool, and gasoline smells really good. They're not very healthy for you to smell these things, but I do like the smells of them. But also taste of things. Some things have high food, aversions from smelling and tasting things, but also have high food sensory seeking. So sometimes I like to have like Jello or jelly in my mouth because like it just feels really good in your mouth. And the same with like ice cold water. Ice cold water always, feels really, really good in your mouth. So what happens when you're sensory seeking or you're sensory averting? When you're sensory averting, it's moving away from pain and towards pleasure, right? Because you're going away from the thing that's causing you pain, going towards the thing that causes you pleasure. This allows you a drip feed of dopamine. Now, dopamine is a hormone that gets released into your brain when it's kind of like a reward for something that you feel happy about. And that dopamine is a great feeling, and everyone on the autism spectrum is dopamine deficient, which means we're constantly dopamine hungry. We're constantly searching for dopamine. Hence why autistic and ADHD individuals may get hooked on things like gambling, smoking, drinking alcohol, drugs, sex, pornography, you name it. It goes on for a long time. Now, all those things, because we have addictive behaviors, the only reason we are addicted to these things or have addictive tendencies is because we are seeking dopamine. Now, there are many ways to get dopamine. One of the most easy ways to get dopamine, I think, for autistic individuals is to surround yourself with a thing that you have, which is your special interest. Now, people on the autism spectrum obviously have a special interest, like mine is social media marketing and conspiracy theories and all that kind of cool stuff. I just want to interject in this video here to let you know that confidence is one of the main issues that holds autistic individuals back from their full potential. This is why I made a course which is the Chaos to Confidence in 90 Days Blueprint, which means I can take an autistic person from complete chaos to being very confident and acing their life. So if you're an autistic adult and you want access to this program, you can check it out. The link is in the description down below, or you can go to theaspyworld.com/C2C right now, the number 2, and get access to this program. But also, it gives me dopamine, right? When I have those, when I sit down and I watch a documentary on aliens or something, like, it gives me lots of dopamine and I feel really refreshed. Or if I'm learning, I'm reading a book or listening to a book, because obviously I'm dyslexic, reading is quite hard. So when I'm listening to a book, I'm getting loads of dopamine. And I'm like, yes, I'm learning constantly. I have a thirst for learning, right? So we're always moving towards kind of wanting to get more dopamine. So why is this apparent? And what is the 3-drink problem? Well, it's not really a problem. It's not something to solve, but it's something to really understand. Autistic individuals who have sensory processing disorder comorbidly or co-occurring, I mean, alongside of, will want to have 3 different experiences. Like when I'm sitting down and I'm drinking, I like to have tea because tea is kind of like, it's warm and it's cool. It's not cool at all, actually. It's very warm, but it's calming to me. It's like, the warmth of the water is really calming to me, and it just is nice to sip on, and it kind of gives you a little bit of like brain focus, but also gives me lots of dopamine. At the same time, I'm actually seeking something that is fruity, a bit more sugary, or something that's just a little bit more kind of going to give you a bit of a punch, right? So I like Gatorade, Powerade, Prime. Again, now this is one of the new ones, but it's really, really good. And also everyone's favorite, water. And why do I have water? Because water it quenches my thirst, right? Because I'm drinking all these things and I need the water to quench my thirst. Now, what normally happens, I do it in an order. The tea will be cooling down. I'll drink all of the juice and then I'll sip of the tea and then I'll have the water alongside it. So I have like a nice balance of hot to cold. And this happens all the time. So when I go to a bar, if we go to the bar to have food or something, we go to a restaurant to have food, which doesn't happen that often because I have sensory aversions. But when we do go to places like that, I will always order a tap water, and then I'll always order kind of like some fun drink, like a ginger ale or like an orange juice or something like that. And then at the end of after we've eaten, I'll order some tea, because having a hot drink with your like hot food is such a boomer thing to do. Have you guys noticed that, like, if you go to like McDonald's or something, it's always the older generation who are having like coffee with like a Big Mac? Like, I have no idea why that makes sense. Like, if you are as equally confused about that as I am, probably comment down below and let me know. So this is the 3-drink problem, but is it really a problem? I don't think so. I think having 3 drinks on the go is a good thing, because it keeps you hydrated, and we all need to be hydrated, but it's also giving you dopamine. So what happens when you get dopamine from all these drinks? Well, the cool thing is that when you have dopamine, slow release over a period of time, because all these drinks are going to take you, way over an hour to complete. The water will last you all day. The tea is going to give you, a good 20 minutes drinking this and enjoying it. And the juice could last you all day too. And so you're getting little spurts of dopamine all the way through. And why is this good? Because the 3-drink problem actually gives you access to dopamine throughout the day, and slow release dopamine, meaning that you're constantly being topped up, meaning that you have the ability to stay focused and really kind of home in on the things that you want to do. And one of the most interesting things is say I don't have a fruit juice drink, I'll have a caffeinated drink, or even the tea sometimes is caffeinated. And why is this good for people on the autism spectrum to have caffeine within their 3-drink problem? Well, caffeine actually helps autistic individuals calm down, because autistic individuals, like ADHD individuals, will have lots of stimulant inside their body anyway. They're kind of like quite wound up. And like, as you can tell, I talk fast because I'm always wound up. They actually treat ADHD with stimulants, right? With amphetamine. Why? Because when you flood your body with more amphetamine, more stimulants, then your body will produce serotonin, which is another hormone that will help regulate the calmness and the relaxing feeling. So if you're having caffeine and caffeinated drinks within your 3-drink problem, you're actually doing yourself a good service, because you're actually giving your body something that's going to help it. If you're on the autism spectrum or have ADHD, you're going to help yourself focus, going to give yourself dopamine, and it's a good thing. I highly rate the 3-drink problem, and I think this is great. Now, if you also agree, pop in a comment down below saying, Dan, I'm part of the 3-drink problem crew. You're amazing. This is awesome. Now, guys, if you want me to do more information on the most bizarre things like this, drop me a comment down below. I'd love to read all the thoughts that you have going on. All right, guys, peace.